Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Peter Morey, and this is a video taking a reading from my book, Becoming, which gives you an idea of the type of material that's available. The book is a series of short stories that are intertwined and have a common connection, a common meaning. The meaning is it's trying to get the reader to look inward, to become more empowered with your own integrity and your own sovereignty, and at the same time humbly aware that we are part of a great cosmic energy and that we need to tap into that inner awareness of self, of divinity, in order to have a happy life. I've picked a family story called Sharing to illustrate the type of storytelling that exists in this book. On his flight over Brigus, Newfoundland, the Oracle observed a crowd of people on their way to watch some fireworks at the music festival. He was intrigued by a three-generation family walking along the road. The grandfather had taken his entire family to the music festival. The 3-year-old granddaughter was watching all the other children running around with all sorts of sparkles and artificial lights. Everyone was going to the ocean to see the fireworks. The grandfather had heard that it would be awesome and was excited to share his experience with his granddaughter, Emma, who was only 3 years old and who was riding on his shoulders. Hundreds of people of all ages excitedly hurried along. Emma, while riding on her papa's shoulders, had noticed that some children had lights that were really tall and flashy and many colors, and she really wanted one of them. Emma was distraught when she found out that they were sold out and that she couldn't get one. However, a little girl nearby who had 2 of the lights noticed Emma's distress and generously offered Emma one of her 2 lights that she had. Of course, Emma was delighted and gladly accepted one of the lights. Being a good grandparent, the grandfather took the opportunity to reach out to Emma about the joys of sharing. He thanked the little girl that had shared her flashing lights with them and proceeded to praise the act of sharing by saying, "See, Emma? Sharing is good." Papa was happy and felt very proud that he taught a valuable lesson to Emma. However, his pride and happiness was short-lived. Still on her papa's shoulders, as they walked towards the ocean, with people all around, Emma noticed another little girl with 2 flashing lights, and she herself still had only one. Emma called out in a bold and loud voice, "Hey, little girl, little girl, little girl," until finally the little girl looked up at Emma, riding on her papa's shoulders. When Emma finally realized that the little girl was listening, she boldly exclaimed, "Little girl, sharing is good." Oh, the joys of parenting. Good evening, folks. I'd like to present you with a reading from my book, Becoming. My name is Dr. Peter John Morey, and 13 years ago I published my book, Becoming, which I've been working on for a number of years before that. And it's only now that I am retired, I'm in the position to start promoting my book, and hopefully will bring it to the attention of a larger audience, period. The title Becoming was chosen because everybody wants to be happy and everybody wants to make their life mean something, and if they can, change the world. To get to that point in time, a lot of changes have to occur. We have to deprogram ourselves from the negativity that's all around us and reprogram ourselves into a positive frame of mind where we are connected with the universe, with one another, and in the process develop a position of self-empowerment, increased self-sovereignty. We are all sovereign beings, but most important of all, get in touch with our inner being, the Spirit of Jesus, which lives within us all. And in that path and in that world, we are more equipped and capable of handling the stress and strains that modern society heaps upon us. The reading I'm going to give today is a simple one about my relationship with my granddaughter. Children have a unique way of looking at the world, and they are always refreshing to look into the mind of a child. This particular reading was very cute, and it made me laugh for hours afterwards. The reading is called Sharing. The lesson learned there of sharing is really what humanity is all about. 3-generation families, all of that is so important, and today, in this world, is so rarely found. The lesson learned here should be that in a world where people share and are less attached to things, more spiritual relationships and meaningful relationships occur. The purpose of writing the book was to encourage people to look inward, to make adjustments in their perceptions and their connections with the real world, and try to connect with each other and connect with their spiritual side. In so highlighting these principles, the author basically tries to get people to become more positive, more self-empowered, more enlightened, and more spiritual. Once you are in this space, it is a lot easier to handle the various human conditions that are so disruptive in the modern world. Enjoy the book, enjoy the excerpt, and hopefully you will see enough value to want to experience the whole book. The book is available at Amazon.com, Author House, Barnes & Noble, and all the major publishers in 3 formats: digital, softcover and hardcover. Enjoy. If you wish to send me a message or a critique, you're most willing to do so. And my email address is pjmorey@gmail.com. Thank you and good night.